such a beautiful, windy Monday morning. Last week, I had surgery. My doctor said, you need to get out of bed, you need to walk. So I'm like, okay. So I went to the store. And I had the energy today to do a little bit. Trying to get myself together, back to my routine. But it actually feels good not to do anything because I'm always doing something. So right now, guess what I'm working on? I painted this carousel horse, rose gold, blush pink, a darker pink, black, pearl white, and embellished it with rhinestones and pearl necklaces. So I finished her up. It took me a while to finish her because you know how you have a certain look that you're going for. And I gotta cover this up. Put some rhinestones on her eyebrows. Yes, I put fake eyelashes on my girl. So my goal is to give her a clear coat. And what that clear coat is going to do is protect her paint from being scratched or damaged, as well as it's going to give her a really pretty shine. So when I started painting the horse, the first thing I did was I painted her rose gold. But the rose gold kind of looks more copper than anything. And I couldn't seem to get a good color scheme going. One that I was satisfied with. So I kind of let her sit for a little while. So I finally finished her. So now I'm just going to give her a clear coat of paint. And because it's a windy day, she should dry pretty fast. The first thing I do is I shake the can up. I am using Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover Gloss Clear. First thing I do is I start on the face. So even with the faux flowers and everything on it, it's okay to spray paint. Actually, spray paint is just a clear coat. It's kind of like putting clear fingernail polish on her. It's just going to give her a shine. As you can see, she's already shining. And then I just need to pull this forward. And just go kind of fast. It's getting my eye. And I go to the other side. This is my other horse. I put it outside so that I could clean it. My goal is to turn this one either into Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse. I haven't decided yet. What y'all think? Should this be Minnie or Mickey? Because I'm doing one Minnie and one Mickey. So I have two horses that kind of look the same. And I was like, okay, I'm going to turn these into Minnie and Mickey. So I have everything that I need to turn them into the characters. But I just haven't decided if this should be Minnie or Mickey. In other words, does this horse look more like a girl or a boy? Alright, but let's finish with this horse. I know you all are wondering, like, Janelle, what do you do with these horses? These horses I actually paint as a hobby. But I do sell them to get them the heck out of my house. I love them, but they do take up a lot of space. So I sell these horses for $800. Plus 150 shipping. Just depends on where you purchase it from, because I have it listed two different places. So for an example, if you purchase it on eBay, it's $800 plus $150 for shipping, because it costs me about $140 to ship. Plus I buy boxes from U-Haul. 2 boxes cost me about $5. So then, of course, the eBay fee and the taxes. So I make pretty good money off the horses. But like I said, I don't paint the horses necessarily to sell. I paint them more as a hobby. And then I sell them so that other people can enjoy them. But these horses actually live better than me, because when people order these horses from me. I look up their address. I'm like, yeah, it's a big house in the mountains. Horses live better than I do. They probably eat better than I do. So it makes me really happy knowing that other people are enjoying my horses. You would think that my number one customer would be children. Actually, no, my number one customer are women. Women who maybe have wanted a carousel horse when they were little, and their husband or themselves will purchase it for them. And they will even send me pictures of the horse set up like in their living room or in their den or in their she shed or something like that, which I think is really cool that other people get to enjoy the horses. I actually sign my horses and I allow my Facebook friends to name them, and they come up with real good names. I'll be like, oh, that's a good name. So this horse has been named by my friend Jacqueline Morrow, my Facebook friend, and she named her Duchess, and I thought that was a perfect name for the horse. My friend Talisha, shout out to Talisha, actually helped me to get this horse. She saw this horse at a yard sale, and I think I either paid $20 or $25 for the horse, which is a good deal because these horses are very rare. This is a wonder horse. This is not the original Wonder Horse because Wonder Horses came out like in the 1960s, and the ones that came out in the 1960s are much smaller and they're made of fiberglass. This is a newer one, probably made in the 70s or 80s. It's made of plastic. I actually like the plastic ones better because it's easier to put holes in them to put the poles through, and I use lamps to put holes to put the horses on, and I think they're called L brackets under the horses to make the horse stand on the pole. Right now this horse has not been attached to the pole. I have like some magnets under it only to make it stand up on the pole so I could spray paint it, and also so I could take pictures of the horse to put it online for sale. And of course, once I put it online, I got a whole bunch of inquiries asking me about the horse. People don't read, like, what color is it? Okay, it's in the description, ma'am. But I just go ahead and I answer all the questions. I try to make sure that I give people a very good product. So before I ship the horse off, any touch-ups that need to be done, I do it. For an example, like I fix the eyelashes and make sure that everything is glued down good, even though nobody probably will be sitting on the horse. I just try to make sure that the horse is in a good position just in case someone does decide to sit on it. And the good thing is, cross my fingers that it continues to happen, the horse always arrives in perfect condition when I send the horse off, which makes me so happy because I'm always afraid, like, oh my God, I hope this horse makes it in good condition. And it does. And they'll tell me, they'll be like, oh my God, thank you, I just received it. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus, that it made it, because I don't know what I would do if it got messed up. So I haven't had any complaints, which is really good. Everybody seems to love the horses, and they come with certificates with their names and telling you their story. People love that. They love the fact that my signature is on the horse. So if you get a horse and somebody says it's for me and doesn't have my signature on it, then it's not for me. It's a fake. It's a phony. But I just enjoy doing it. And if you love art, then watching something transform from this, which somebody may say, oh, that's ugly, to that, that's a beautiful thing. So I hope you all enjoy, and this is my hobby. If you'd like to see how I prepped her and started working on her, then stay tuned. It's not a complete from beginning to end work on the horse, but at least it'll show you how to get started. There is a screw here, and it's in all 4 dowels. So this is the horse's legs. Once I screw all 4 of these pieces out, this wooden dowel will slide right out. But you have to unscrew all 4. Otherwise, you won't be able to get these dowels out of the horse. And then there's a problem. Now, before I started unscrewing, this is really important because this is a mistake that I've made in the past. You need to wash your horse either while it's on its stand or in the position where you take it off the stand but the pieces are still attached and the dowels are still in the hole. Because if you decide to wash the horse after you've removed everything, you risk a chance of getting water inside of the horse. So water will go in these holes inside of the horse once you take the dowels off if you decide to clean it. Getting the water out of the horse is extremely difficult. So my suggestion is to clean the horse before you take all the pieces off of the horse. So that's what I did, and I didn't show that step, but just know that's what you need to do. Okay, so I got the dowels out of the horse. Now the next step is to get this out of the head of the horse. And sometimes you can pull it right off, this red piece. Sometimes you can't. So you need to take a razor blade and just score it. Score it on the top. And if you find, oh my God, my razor blade is dull, it's not going through, what you want to do, see how this is black? You take this razor blade, you take a candle, and you light the blade until it gets hot. Because this red piece is made of plastic, hard plastic. So once you heat the blade of your razor, it'll slice through like butter. It'll just melt it. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, here's my candle. Here's my blade. And I just heat up the blade. Let it get really, 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 really hot. For maybe about 10 seconds should do. Now you want to use an old razor because it's going to mess up your blade. It's going to turn it black. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is start cutting it. See how it just slices right on through? Okay, my blade's coming out. Alright, now you want to heat it up again. Okay, and continue to cut it. If you find that it's not cutting it, it just means that your blade's not hot enough. So you need to let it sit in the fire just a little bit longer. And let it get really hot. And just be careful not to burn yourself, because the plastic that you just melted is now on the blade, and it will drip if you're not careful. It might get on you and burn the holy moly crap out of you, and you're going to be screaming, and your kids will be like, what the heck is going on? Ask me how I know. Okay, so okay, it's getting there. Okay, I'm going to show you another way to get it off. So you can either melt it off, or you can take your screwdriver and put it under the red piece and just pull it off. It comes off that way too. sometimes they've been glued on to this dowel. So a lot of times you can't just pop it off. But this particular horse is so old that the glue has worn off. So you could just pop it right on off. Now let's put it back on. It's on. Pull it up. Comes off. So once you do that, turn the horse over. A second. Horse stand out of the way. Turn the horse over. And you can just pull the other side out. So now you can see it's just a hole. And this is why I was saying, see, on the leg, it's holes. This is why I was saying that it's best to clean your horse before you take it off the stand and take the dowels out. Because if you go wash it, water's going to get in this hole. It's going to get in this hole. And the water is extremely difficult to get out of the horses. And you don't want to start painting the horse with water in it, because what happens as you're moving the horse around, water is going to be coming out of the horse. It's going to mess up your paint. Okay, I am now painting her rose gold, and I'm patting it on. And as you can see, I painted this part black. I painted her eyes black. You may say, oh my God, this looks dark. But once I put the other colors on, it won't look so dark. You also want to make sure that you use some good paint. This particular paint I got from Walmart. It is by Folk Art. It's rose gold. Okay, the next thing I did was I put these pink embellishments on the black part of the horse, as you can see. And the embellishments look like this. It comes from Dollar Tree, and they come in strips. And when you take it off, it looks like this. So what I do is they stick, but I lay it on like this, but I make sure I put glue under it. So then you can just cut it as you need to. So as you can see, it gives the horse some texture. It also gives the horse some bling. So far you can see that the horse is going to be rose gold, black, pink, and you'll see what other colors I'm going to be using. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the mane and tail of the horse, and I'm going to paint it pink. Okay, I have the horse sitting on top, the head sitting on top of a box. It kind of lifted up off the floor. Now, you can't tell, but I started painting the horse pink. And it looks lighter on camera, but it's actually like a neon pink. So the pink is darker, or rather brighter, than I want it to be. It's got, you can't tell on camera, but it's got more of an orange hue to it. And it looks like a neon pink. And that's not the color that I want. So I'm going to let this dry. And then I have a pink that I mixed myself for another horse. I think I'm going to use that. But I was using this pink that I specifically purchased today, called Canary Pink. And I got it from Walmart. And I wasn't sure about it. I was trying to get Parfait Pink, but they were out of it. And I actually like that pink. A lot of times I mix my own pinks, but I was trying to take a shortcut and just buy some. So I'm going to use a pink that I actually mix myself for another horse, because this pink just isn't going to work. Okay, the paint has dried. And now I have this paint in a container. It's like a Tupperware container that I got from Dollar Tree. And it has a lid, of course, so it keeps the paint from drying out. And you can see it's a lot lighter. It almost looks white, but it's not. And it's kind of on the lines of what I'm looking for. It might be too light, so I might need to mix some more. Because I wanted it to kind of be like a light pink. Because she is supposed to be sophisticated. So we got to sophisticate her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint her mane and tail this pink. And it might even be nice to mix it with the darker pink. That might be a little cool. So what I do is I use a bigger brush. Of course, I got this from the Dollar Tree. It's not a perfect brush, but I use the big brush. Then I use this skinny brush. You can barely see it. To paint like the finer details when I get closer to the body of the horse. This particular brush has been through a lot, but it gets the job done.